Welcome to Workstyle Stories, because life changes and every life is different. This week I'm talking about overcoming fear of change, of embracing what matters to you as an individual, and of putting life before work with the wonderful Sarah. Hello, Sarah.
Hi, Alex. Hi, everyone.
Lovely to see you. So, Sarah, tell us a little bit about you. Where do you come from? What do you do?
I am a northerner, so I was originally born in the Lake District. I relocated south 20 years ago now, still got a bit of a twang though. Met my husband and we relocated to South Buckinghamshire. We have 2 kids, 2 cats, 2 dogs. And I am a marketing consultant. Yeah, the full mix. And
Okay.
yeah, I'm in marketing, so I spent the last 20 years working in food marketing mainly.
So what sort of businesses would you have worked in then? So big companies that make food, and you would market those products, yeah?
Yeah, so the likes of Heinz, Birdseye, Aunt Bessie's, Sara Lee, the whole shebang for sort of the first 15 years of my career. We're very much embedded in those corporate organisations.
Cool. So how did you find traditional work when you were at those organisations?
Well, it's kind of the norm to begin with. I did a work placement with Heinz, and then I went back in, and it's very full on. It's a lot of hours, a lot of commitment, a lot of pressure, and that's kind of just what I got used to, and it took over my life, to the point I actually ended up marrying the person that sat next to me because I didn't get out very much. But obviously, he's awesome as well. But, it was very full on. It was all encompassing. So work, the week was very much about work, and then the weekends was kind of relaxing and trying to get over the week to then get back into the following week. And then Josh came into this world and everything changed. So I went back and asked for some flexibility. Because I really wanted to be with him, at the basic level. And I was told there wasn't really a lot of flexibility to be had. So I think when I was told, could you do your 5-day week job in 4? I was like, I can't do it in 5 at the minute, so that's not going to work.
And roughly when was this then? So how old is Josh now? So
he's just about to turn 10, which is rather frightening. Okay. So
10 years ago.
10 years ago.
And obviously attitudes have changed quite a bit in 10 years, but I still feel like your story is one that would resonate with a lot of people even today who are probably experiencing similar things. So where did you go from there then? What did you do at that point?
So I took a bit of time out, and then I thought, let's just have another baby. Why not? Let's have 2. So I had my lovely little man, Sam.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. So Timor were set and solid and ready to go, and then I decided to try and get back into work because I missed it. I kind of felt I should in some ways, and I wanted to use the brain again. It felt like it gone to mush a little bit. So when I think Sam was about 9 or 10 months, and I started to have a look around and see what was out there, and took on a couple of full-time corporate roles. Almost like one after the other, and neither worked for various reasons.
In simple terms, what were those reasons? I mean, was it just about you not having the flexibility? Was it about the demands of your time? How was it, sort of broadly speaking?
It was initially things like commute, much longer hours than anticipated. One of the roles was agency side, and I had a client in the US who wanted to speak to me a lot in the evenings, and there was of stuff like that. And so that was quite apparent quite quickly it wasn't going to work. So then I went back over into a more traditional marketing manager type role. And that was okay to begin with, until life started to change again with regards to the kids, and then it suddenly became apparent that it wasn't working.
Interesting. So what changed again then?
So 2 quite big things happened. My oldest started school and really struggled. So I was handing him over to the childminder at 8 o'clock in the morning. He was just in tears, and I was going into work crying, and then trying to cover it up when I got in the office. And I was like, I really should be the one dropping him off at school and being there. That was kind of the first thing. and then my youngest got diagnosed with ASD. And it was trying to figure out, not for him, he's awesome, but trying to figure out what that meant and the support he needed and the constant meetings and consultant appointments. And all of a sudden, I just thought, how am I going to manage all of this and be there as the mum that I want to be and try and keep the 9-to-5 job going? And after a conversation with my then boss, I realised on the spot, like a light bulb moment, I simply wasn't going to be able to do it. It just wasn't possible to be where I wanted to be at the times I needed to be and be in the office. And it was a real light bulb moment to the point I actually had that conversation and resigned on the same day.
Good for you. I mean, you must have been very sure that that was the right thing. So in that decision-making process then, so you decided in that moment that work in its traditional form was never going to be able to give you the flexibility you needed to look after your two children and their situation and schooling.
Yeah.
So you made a call to just reverse the focus, I suppose. So rather than trying to make your kids and your life fit around that traditional structure, you said, I'm going to put my kids first and build my life around their needs. Is that right? So So what happened then? So how did you do that? What did you do?
Panicked to begin with.
I bet.
And then I was like, no, it's fine. I'm quite, as you know, Alex, a chatty person and a friendly person. And I just started getting in touch with lots of different people, started making connections, and it was a slow burn. I've only really got to where I want to get to now. It's taken time. It's taken the trust and to be truly honest with people and not feel guilty about the fact that I can't do a call at 3:30 because I'm on the school run. And it's taken time, and a lot of graft and a lot of proposals that never got anywhere. And
so you're a freelancer now, a consultant, and you do that around school time, presumably.
Yeah, totally. Now I don't even have any childcare anymore, which I did before lockdown, but now I've just decided I don't even need that anymore. So
brilliant. So a working day typically then for you is presumably both kids are at school, so take your kids to school, work while they're there, pick them up, and then don't work while they're at home, maybe do some in the evening, maybe do some at the weekend. Is that about right? I mean, is there anything specific that you do that you think is sort of different?
I think every working day is really different for me now. In fact, I've got to the point I don't like to be tied down. I don't want any commitment. No, other than obviously delivering great work to my clients. That's incredibly important to me, but I demonstrate that every day. But, it's a beautiful morning. So I went out and walked the dogs after school run this morning because I've got my fur babies now. The babies are at school. And as you know, I'm really into cooking and food. That's why I've worked in food 20 years. And I have just a couple more things to juggle. I have some autoimmune issues, which means I've got to really look after myself and my diet. So the time that I would be in the car traveling is now prepping amazing food, which I often post on Hogsmeade Slack, and making lovely food for my family. And that's something that really relaxes me and gives me great pleasure. So I suddenly have time for that now. And, I will go and see friends and some days I'll just go out for a jog. So it's very different. Yeah.
That's awesome. And all of that sort of on the other side of that initial fear of making the change, you reached a point where you just thought, enough's enough, I've got to do this. And now you're here living the Workstyle dream by the looks of it. Good on you, Sarah, because I think a lot of people really struggle with overcoming that fear of what lies on the other side. And you really need a big impetus to make you do it sometimes. But even then, it's very difficult to follow through with it. So good on you for doing that and for leading the way for a whole load of other people who are probably feeling the same way right now about their work. Thank you very much for taking the time to share your story with us, Sarah. It's always a pleasure to chat. We've been Workstyle Stories. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.